And welcome back to another episode of Ted Talk Stamps. I'm your host, Ted the Talking Stamp Collector. And today I'm going to open a couple of pieces of mail right before your very eyes. I'm going to start with this one. This came from Sudbury, Massachusetts. And let's dig right into it. Well, all right, what we've got are 3 sheets, not of stamps, but of labels. As you may or may not be aware, in 2026, there is going to be the World Expo of Stamps in Boston, Massachusetts, called Boston 2026. And the renowned stamp artist Chris Calle has designed a label for the stamp. It's available on the sheets with 9 per label, with 9 labels per sheet. And it shows a depiction of, I guess, Paul Revere's ride. And as you can see, this is number 1 in a series. Seeing as the expo is 4 years away, it appears there's going to be a couple of more in this series. Well, I'm assuming a couple more. Maybe 1 a year? I don't know. There was no information on that regard. It's going to be at the Boston Convention and Expo Center, May 23rd through 30th, 2026. I got 3 sheets altogether because that's how they come. They're all identical, by the way. And if you go to the website, boston2026.org, you can get a set of sheets of your own for just $5 postage. There is also a limited edition signed and numbered sheet available, signed by the artist, of course, Chris Calle, in an edition of 450 sheets. That is available for $10 plus postage, which is $5 again. For domestic orders, for international addresses, the postage is $10. So be sure to bookmark that website, boston2026.org, order a sheet or the set of 3, and bookmark the site so you can check back and see when they have the next sheet in that series. All right, so next, let me take a moment to show a couple of viewer favorite stamps. First, from Scott Braden comes this stamp from Spain, Scott number 419. It's part of a 16 stamp set issued by Spain in tribute to Christopher Columbus. And actually, this stamp set from 1930 started off life as a privately printed Cinderella issue. But the creators, the producers of the stamp, went to the Spanish Postal Authority and said, hey, why don't you use these? And actually, Spain accepted their offer and placed them on sale and allowed them to be used for postage for 3 days. And then the second stamp, submitted by Scott, is this one, Scott number 1241, showing Columbia Jays, which are not really Columbia jays, they are Calle's magpie jays. This stamp also showed up on my list of top 10 USA stamps, although on the stamp issued 4 years later as an airmail, Scott C71, with the identical design except for the, of course, airmail inscription and denomination. Next I have a top 10 list from Jerry Fetty. These are his top US stamps, which he found witty, funny, expressed joy, or just made him smile. And for this list he decided to include only original stamp designs, not designs on stamps that are borrowed from other media, such as Mickey Mouse or Bugs Bunny. And he starts with this one, the Celebrate stamp. And he agrees with the U.S. Postal Service, who says this is like a burst of confetti that adds an extra dash of fun. At number 9 is this bird in a mailbox. Jerry says, who wouldn't smile a little at a bird singing in your mailbox? At number 8 is this earth in a bathtub, which Jerry says conveys a serious message in a fun way. At number 7 is this jack-o'-lantern, part of a 4-stamp set issued in 2016. Then at number 6, I really like this one too. It's for Latin jazz, and I really dig that cat on the upright bass on the left. And you'll notice this one is labeled 6B. He couldn't choose between 2 stamps, the other one being the marathon stamp. Has a similar artwork style. And then at number 5 is this snowman, issued in 1993, Scott number 2793. Who doesn't cheer up seeing a snowman? And at number 4, from 2021, the monster messages. Scott likes these two the best. And at number 3 comes this wide-eyed, startled cat, issued in 1998. It's Scott number 3232. Coming in at number 2 for Jerry is this Uncle Sam stamp on a high-wheel bicycle, issued in 2003. You can see the stamp on the left, but I didn't have a decent copy to scan for a large image, but I did find this vintage style poster from which the stamp design was borrowed. And don't ask me why I put 2A on this number. There's only one number 2, and this is it. And now for his number 1 stamp, he has the koala and eagle dancing a jig together for Australia's bicentennial, issued in 1988, Scott number 2370. So thank you, Scott and Jerry, for submitting your favorite stamps. And now we move on to my next piece of mail. And this came from Luxembourg Post. And you're wondering why it's in such a large box? Well, some of you already know, especially if you're Wayne Chen, who alerted me to this issue on the Facebook group Unusual Stamps. And the reason it comes in such a large box is because it comes wrapped in a lot of bubble wrap. And inside all that bubble wrap is some foam wrap. Why all this protection? Because the stamp is in a taped up foam wrap. A taped up foam wrap. Let go. Alrighty. It is in a plastic display case. Say what? Let me see if I can get you a closer look. Here's a close-up of the stamp. And coming out a little bit, you'll see that it is in fact out of focus. It is a loop of paper with a twist in it. And if you look on the inner surface of the strip, it's a strip of 7 stamps, by the way, you'll see that it is printed on both sides of the strip. Although that's technically not accurate, as this strip only has one side. And as many of you realize now, this is a Moebius strip. And what is a Moebius strip? Well, it's something that was discovered really by a mathematician named August Moebius, and at the same time independently by Johann Listing in the year 1858. But August Moebius was the first one to write about it, and he gets all the recognition these days. So let me explain to you a little bit what this is all about. If you take a strip of paper and you form a loop with it and tape the ends together, what happens if you cut it in half? Of course, you get 2 loops. Now, if you put a half twist into it, yep, we'll tape it together. Tape the other side just to make it now you have a Moebius strip, a one-sided two-dimensional object. And why do I keep saying it's one-sided? Well, if you take a marker and start drawing a line down the center without ever lifting the pen or going over the edge to the other side, well, I'll show you what happens. Let's see if I can do this very well. Okay, we'll start in the middle, or we'll start at this point, and we'll just slide the strip along. It's really too small, really, to slide it around like that. So I'll just mark it in my hand, go around, until we get to the other end. Pick it up here where I left off. Should have just made a bigger one, I guess. There, I'm coming to the beginning now. Without ever crossing over to the other side, I've got one continuous line. That's one surface. But wait, there's more. If you cut this in half, down the center, and this is where I think Luxembourg kind of dropped the ball. I think it would have been really cool if they had made this an actual perforated pear with the perforations going around the length of the strip, because you'll see if you cut this, all right, getting to the end. Here's the final cut. Okay, now question is, I've cut it into two, but are they going to be two separate rings or two interlocked rings? If you think they're two separate rings, send me $1. If you think they're interlocked rings, send me $2. So let's find out what we get. We get one longer ring, and it's got several twists in it now. Now, I'm not a mathematician. I can't explain how that works, but if you would like to find out how it works, go visit Neil deGrasse Tyson's video on this, and he'll tell you all about it. And I've put the link to it down below. And wait, that's not all. Vsauce Michael can tell you how to make a Moebius bagel. What's a Moebius bagel, you ask? Well, I've put the link down below to his video. Check it out. It's pretty interesting. All right, so that's what I got today. Some Boston 2026 labels and a Moebius bagel or stamp. So, I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like your own Moebius stamp, log on to the Luxembourg Post website and you can get yours for a little more than I hope to pay. But oh, and I know there are a lot of cynical people out there who's saying, well, that's not really a postage stamp then, is it? If you can't even use it. It's beside the point. It is a postage stamp because they say it is. And if it's just a souvenir item, well, that's great too. What are first day covers? Those are just souvenir items. This is my postal souvenir, and I love it. So, I hope you enjoyed this look at my mail today. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the bell icon to be notified of future episodes as they go up. And until next time, this is Ted the Talking Stamp Collector, wishing you all happy stamping.